Right, I'm going to move on to adding and subtracting with negative numbers. Now, one of the analogies that I often use, it seems a little bit old hat now, but I can't really remember who first described it to me, but I've always seen it as working quite nicely with understanding what happens when you subtract a negative number or when you add a negative number. So, think of it as the Big Brother house. So in the Big Brother house, we have certain personalities. And let's say we could give these personalities a score based on how nice they are. So if they have a positive number, then they are nice. They have a plus 100, then they're really nice. They always do the washing up, etc. But if they are negative, then they are nasty, okay, and they're quite evil to each other. Then let's say that we've got 3 people who are quite nice. So we have a +3, we have a +5, and we have a +2. Okay, but then we also have a -15. Okay, so we've got 3 quite nice people and 1 quite nasty person. And the idea is that when it comes to eviction night, the nice people have decided, right, let's get rid of the nasty person and vote him out. And in doing so, if you delete or subtract the -15 away, the overall happiness of the house will increase, will go up, because the nasty influence has been taken away. So originally you could say that we had 3, 8, 10, take away 15 would get us to -5. So overall, with that person in there, we had a -5 happiness rating. So we're not happy. With the -15 gone, if we take away the -15, we go from -5 up to 10. Okay, so we take away a negative number, and actually what happens is we increase. Okay, the happiness increases. So this is an idea where the negative, and taking away a negative, turns into a positive. If I add back in the negative person, the overall house will go down. The overall happiness of the house will go down. So adding in a negative is the same as subtraction, effectively. And taking away a negative is the same as addition and adding. So what this means to us is that if you had something like 10 take away -15, as we had here, because the 3, 2 and 5 make the 10, then the 10, the 2 negative signs next to each other means that this is the same as adding. Taking away a -15 is the same as 10 plus 15, which equals the 25. So if the 2 negatives are right next to each other, and they must be right next to each other, not independent of one another. So if I said -10 take away 15, well, -10 would take away 15, that would be -25. Okay, we're going down. The 2 minuses are not right next to each other, and so do not create the plus. If I then had -10 take away -15, we have an example where the 2 minuses are next to each other. And so this would be the same as -10 plus 15. And -10 plus 15 would get me to 5. So this is how we add and subtract with negative numbers. Okay? So what I also introduced there was that if you added a negative in, so if we had 10, and we add back in a negative number, then this is the same as the overall happiness of the house going down. So 10 plus minus 15 is the same as 10 take away 15, which would get me back down to minus 5. So this is how we add or subtract with negative numbers. You work from the left to the right as you would using when we looked at bid maths. You work from left to right when you look adding and subtracting. But just make sure that if you ever meet two minuses that are slap bang next to each other, then that turns them into a plus. So let's look at one more example, just to be on the safe side. If you were given something like 7 plus 3 take away minus 10 take away 1, then in this case, what you could say to yourself is, right, okay, what I've highlighted here is that there are two minus signs next to each other, so that makes a plus. So actually, what I can do is I've got 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 10 is 20, take away 1 is 19. Okay, so because I've got pluses and minuses left, I then just work from the left to the right. But the two minus signs I can immediately replace with a plus sign. Okay, and it's because they are right next to each other.